So is there like an FCC code on or an FDA code on following?
Well, what goes wrong if a seed isn't good?
You lose money.
It just doesn't.
Because it's not 100% satisfaction from the company that's providing you the seeds. Because they're claiming that this is a special product. It's a genetically altered seed, meaning that it should work 100% of the time. So if it doesn't work and you spray pesticides...
you go after them for every seed that doesn't grow something?
Like, I don't see why you can't countersue them. Because obviously they own the seed, so that means they own the product that you just created.
Even the other side of this argument's absurd.
Yeah,
there's no direction to approach this topic that isn't completely insane.
The other thing that we did learn through this movie was that you can't sue Oprah.
Yeah, you cannot sue Oprah.
You cannot sue Oprah.
No. You'll never win.
It doesn't matter who you are, what connections you have in the government, or who you're giving blowjobs to on the side. Oprah will win.
It's like, sometimes they'll even sue you and they can't win because they're trying to send a message. And you see Oprah all poofy hair and smile and she gets them playing out of Karen. Well, you did not send a message. She just...
Yeah, she walked all over you.
She farted over your fucking lawsuit.
And she did it on national television because she probably came on TV the next day after winning the court case going, "Hi guys, I won the court case. You don't have to worry about it. They're losers." And everybody's like...
They said $1 million in legal fines.
Did it say 1 million or
like
7
several
million?
years. It was 1 million over several years. It's like
1 million over 7 years.
You know this is Oprah,
that one looks
right?
like a 7 to
Yeah.
me.
She's a billionaire.
Yeah, so that it didn't even phase her. Like this company probably lost a lot of money.
She probably forgot it was happening.
Yeah, like honestly, until they called her to the court. She's like, "Oh my, what is this? What am I going to this thing for? Did I get in trouble?"
And they're like too busy randomly going back and forth on a wait to give a shit about some corn case.
That's true. Well, it was in the 90s, so I think she was okay.
Mad Cow,
yeah, she was on. It was on about Mad Cow.
Oh.
So does that mean like at any time people can't talk badly about a company, a food company? So does that mean if you personally like single out a food company?
Well, there seems to be it seems to go a lot more towards on the air presences or like media and stuff like that, like things that have an audience. Like we could say whatever the fuck we want, it wouldn't matter.
But if there was a chance that I went on television and someone were to ask me, "Hey, what's on your mind?" and I go, "Well, I think it's kind of bullshit that this one company's owning seeds," and they're just like, this guy, sue. And I mean, it's like...
Well, the thing is, like, when they sue you, they probably lose. Because, like the Oprah one, like, they lost.
But they're still going... But I don't have $1 million to spend in legal fees. I'm going to be like that old guy at the end of it, where it's like, well, I had to give up and give in because they just kept suing me and I didn't have the money.
Which is distressing, because, like, when you think about it, it's very, very, very hard to win and, like, prove a libel or slander case. So for the most part, where people mostly just don't try it, but these guys, they'll just go after you for anything you ever say.
And it doesn't matter because they got the money and they've got the connections.
That was distressing. They're like, that's the way the legal system works. Where like the guy's like, oh, I just couldn't afford to keep paying for all the legal issues, so I just had to cave in. It's like, wait, that's not how this should really work. Like, a corporation should be able to bleed you dry without actually winning the case. They're like, that's.
We live in a crazy world.
Well, but it's founded upon ignorance, I guess you could say. Like, no one sat there and stopped it. Because, like, someone had to have seen this coming. Like, someone had to have, like, had the piece of paper on their desk and then go, like,
massive corporation, some farmer dude.
Yeah, I'm thinking...
What's going to happen next?
Yeah, it's like, I think the little guy doesn't deserve to win this time. I mean, it's like, they watch enough Friday Night Lights and go, like, you know what, underdogs suck. And just throw it away, and they're like, big corporation for the win.
There was no other direction for it all to go in.
But how do you... I mean, at least they could just be like, you can't do it anymore. Like, you can't literally suck him dry financially. I mean...
pretty much did.
Yeah, but that's not even... That's reverse legal system now. That's
we have a justice system that's not really particularly just at this point.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a corporation involved, it's like, yeah, they win. Whatever.
We also learned that E. coli kills children in 10 days. 12, I'm sorry.
Get your facts
2 days. He had 2 extra days to live.
And it takes the government 16 days to get rid of the product after the child dies.
And then after that, we saw her repeat the same thing.
After that, it takes 7 years to get the hell over it. Your kid's dead, lady. You know what you do? You get up, you move on, and you shut the fuck up. Because we're tired of hearing about your dead kid. Because the more you talk about it, and the more you cry about it, and the more you keep bothering people with your stupid fucking E. coli shit, people just start going, I'm glad your kid's dead. I'm glad you're suffering right now because you're a fucking obnoxious bitch. And we're really, really sick and tired of hearing you talk about that shit. Like, oh, my kid has so much to live for. And then you show us pictures of him sitting on the beach. Unless he's gonna be a fucking surfer, he's got nothing to live for. The goddamn kid just stuffed his face, got E. coli, and died while sitting on a beach, apparently. That's all I learned from your goddamn kid's life. I'm very distraught that your child never grew up to be a fat surfer. Because that's all your fucking kid's life amounted to, apparently. Because you took 2 videos while he was growing up as a child. Him stuffing his face and sitting on a beach. That's it. Congratulations, lady. Your fucking 7-year cause is for something good.
But the child was only 2. I mean, it's like 2-year-olds cannot really do much. I mean, they're basically just born into a world.
That's not true.
They barely learn how to talk, and yet...
At 2 years old, you could be doing something more interesting than eating and sitting on a beach. I mean, at least show the kid, like, running around the street or, punching dogs in the face. I don't know, something. Something that makes him look like he has a reason to be alive. Like, if it was an infant...
Be a better video.
Well, like, if it was an infant that died, okay, I can be a little sympathetic because it's like, oh, fuck, the infant died. You don't even know what it was, if it was retarded or not because it's not even past the infant stage. But it was 2 years old. Obviously, the kid had to be able to do something with his life. I mean, show him, like, I don't know, drawing a picture or, doing something that made me feel like, oh, man, this kid actually had...
Even figure out a math problem.
Oh, my God.
Probably not.
I'm not in... like quite the same like fucked up realm on this thing as you are.
Sorry.
But there was this very strong thing of like, okay, I get it, you're doing one of those fucking like dog pound commercials that take up the space between this piece of Doctor Who and that piece of Doctor Who. It's like, please adopt one, look at how much they're suffering. This is so very sad. I am manipulating you into making a decision by playing slow music and doing it in black and white in slow motion, and oh my god, this sucks so bad. It's like, Jesus Christ movie, this is going on for like 20 minutes now, and it's one of those things. It's like, there are starving African children. Watch me walk across this railroad for no reason. I am a rich old white man, but these people are suffering all around me, and I'm just
sound like Anderson Cooper.
I'm just standing here and videotaping them.
That's the movie went on for like that for like 20 minutes in that style of like, okay, I get it. You want you're manipulating us. I get it. But move on.
I never saw her achieve anything.
Like the rest of the movie is trying to like focus on like some degree of like fact or like story.
Yeah.
This one's like, it's just like, okay, we get it. Her son got killed by a virus or a bacteria, whatever that was in badly handled food, and they just keep. That's the whole story, but they just stick to that for so long. It's like, okay, all right, I get it. All right, please talk about something else. Anything else?
Please move on.
Little did we know we were about to be exposed to the fucking mafia.
Yeah, I mean that was okay, but I never saw resolution in her conflict. All I saw her do was to like sit down, talk to some lady, and then she left.
Just kind of replayed the same scene over and over.
Did the law get passed?
I don't know.
It
never. The only law that we knew that went to anything was that the whole cloning thing, where they can't. They're like, well, you can't put we clone this meat because then people won't want to buy it. Well, no, what the fuck? I don't want to buy cloned meat. I mean, I watch enough sci-fi movies to know you clone something enough times and it starts becoming less of quality. So obviously it's after
like
a while. Yeah, it's like
it starts smearing to colors.
Yeah, so it's like obviously, and then then it goes like, well, the law passed and said you have to do it, and then Schwarzenegger vetoed it, and it's like, well, that was a minor setback, I guess, because that made no sense as to why the fuck it even went through court then. So why would you even bother putting it through court if you could just go ask Schwarzenegger, hey, you think this is going to go through? No? Okay, well, I'm not going to bother trying then. I mean, like what? It just went to his desk and he's just sitting there, he's just like, I don't think California needs to look at meat like that. They should look at it like it's healthy. Declined!
What I couldn't get over is that they showed the Mexican family where it's like, oh, our father has diabetes, we have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on his diabetes treatments. But we're still feeding our entire family
with
shitty McDonald's food, which gave him diabetes because it's so expensive to eat healthy. It's like, no, it's not.
I could buy a Big Mac for the price of broccoli.
Yeah.
Okay, well then buy the fucking broccoli and eat it. Put some cheese on it, and now you have broccoli and cheese. It's like maybe buy some rice for 50 cents, and you have broccoli and rice and cheese. It's a full course meal in 50 seconds. Gotcha. Shut up!
They completely misrepresent the entire situation. Where it's like, oh yeah, you could get. It's like a $2 burger, which is horrible for you. Lasts one meal, Or for that same $2, you could basically get like a bag of oranges. It's like that could be a part of your family's meal for like an entire week.
Yeah, that could be
basically.
like five.
It's a family of 4. There's only 4 of them. A bag of oranges would last them like an entire week on top of like a few other things.
Yeah, I mean,
if you could take, instead of getting the money you spent on one meal at McDonald's for the full family, you could get like a few bags of different fruits and vegetables. Use that for food for like a week. Sure, it's not as like exciting to eat as the fucking nasty. Like,
well, and I mean, come on, dude, you could go to a goddamn
burger.
fucking any supermarket, and you could buy cheese, bread, and meat for probably about the same price of $11 to feed your family, and that will feed them for like a goddamn week.
Basically,
I mean, you spent what? Like, it was $11.
$10, you get the raw materials of like a week's worth of food.
Yeah, and it's like, well, we don't have time to cook. We get home at 6 o'clock. Well, what are your fucking kids doing?
There's sandwiches. Teach them how to make a sandwich. It's not that fucking
2
hard.
pieces of bread,
cheese, meat, slap together. You'll have a sandwich.
Fuck, ramen would probably be better than that shit. I don't even care.
Ramen, okay. All you need is water.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get any harder.
You don't need to cook just to eat better than fast food, to eat better than McDonald's. Like, you could just have a bowl of fruit on your table of like apples and oranges. They could just eat those. It's like, that's better than the $1 meal burger.
Yeah,
I mean, so keep much. You full for a period of time.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff you could cook yourself that doesn't, like, I mean, and even still, it's like their daughter, it was obviously in high school.
Yeah.
Is what I got from it. Which means that she should know how to fucking cook.
She's self-sufficient at that point to some extent.
And, I mean, she should know how to at least make a sandwich.
I'm like, I just have no pity for people that stupid. Because the whole movie frames them to be absolutely helpless and screwed, but it's like, no, I can see the solution to this problem right here on the screen. You're walking past all of these things that cost less than $1.
Yeah, they had didn't they have something that was like, oh, Easter sale, 99 cents for fucking
They're walking through a supermarket filled with really cheap fruit. I'm like, oh, I get it. See, they're showing them the solution. See,
and they're just like, it's too expensive. Yeah. What?
Like the movie.
Well, I mean, in that part of the movie, what happened was they wanted to buy, I think it was pears or peaches or something, and it was like 99 cents a pound, but when she weighed only one of them, it was already half a pound.
Okay.
Then buy 2 pounds. It's like $2.
Are you kidding me? You buy peaches and they last for a fucking week.
Every single dollar is that expensive, but I'm saying then they wouldn't be able to afford the burgers.
So let me just get this straight. So you pay you pay $11. Let's just say on a flat rate, you pay $11 for a meal per day. You got $44 you just fucking wasted in a week.
Basically. And then you have like the concept, like you go to the supermarket like once a week. You go to that fucking you go to that McDonald's every single day. If that's all you're feeding them, probably multiple times a day. That's a lot of gas.
Yeah, and that's why
that's a lot of gas on top of that. On top of that, every single meal of them, if it's $11, it'll cost even more than just going to the supermarket once a week.
And that's the other thing. Well, what are they eating for breakfast? Because it can't be McDonald's or Burger King. Or what are they eating for lunch? Are these kids just eat? It's like a Ramadan. They just eat at night. That's it. They only get one meal a day. It's like, what? We can't cook. It's too expensive. We have to buy medicine to make Father happy. It's like, well, what the fuck? Why don't you buy us a goddamn cauliflower and feed it down his fucking fat face? It's like, well, he shakes when he's driving. We don't know if his career's gonna go any further. Not if he keeps eating fucking Burger King every night. No.
He's dying.
Yeah,
of diabetes basically, and they're still feeding him.
And
Burger
I felt
King.
I felt that little hint of like, you know, standard or like, you know, socialized medicine was like, his medicine's like $100 and we can't afford it. But then feed him fucking good food. That's your own problem.
It felt like watching the situation where you have like parents abusing their children, so you take the children away from the parents, but it was like backwards. Like, this guy is being murdered by his family because their obsession with Burger King. Like, he's literally dying and wasting away before us on the screen. It's like, they're still eating it. They're eating it on screen. Like, I don't know if they like paid them to like, hey, let's go to Burger King and eat it on front of the high definition cameras so we can watch you guys die. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but what the hell are they doing? Like, we know this is a horrible idea. We know that this is murdering our father. We're still doing it.
Yeah, like there's a limitation of where ignorance can breach into just pure stupidity.